Hi guys, it's Clarice, and today I am going to show you how to do a very basic drawing of a cute little bear with a little Santa hat and some mistletoe hiding on the side. For the sake of showing you what that's going to look like, I just drew it ahead of time, and now what I'm going to do is I will erase it all and redraw it so you can see what that looks like and kind of do it along with me. All right, so erased it all. And we're gonna draw it again. Oops, knocked one of my colors off. All right, so just to begin with, I'm just going to do a very basic oval shape for the head. And you want it to be a little bit pointed at the top and at the bottom to kind of give it a slight chin. And it's basically like an oval bauble, almost like a Christmas bauble if you were drawing one. Then to draw the body, you're just going to do like this big, let's call it like an egg shape, starting from your little Christmas bauble that you've drawn up here. And you want it to go around. All right, so let's just stop right there. And then you want to do the hands. And so the hands, you can just kind of start from the top itself right here. And then it kind of goes to the side, so it looks like it's hiding. You're literally just doing another line on top of the kind of egg shape that you've done here. And same thing on the other side. And I'm just doing a slight line here to kind of indicate a separation in, I guess, the claws? Yes. Bears have claws? Yes. Correct me if I'm wrong in the, because the word is evading me right now. Is it claws, guys? I don't know. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry. All right, so now we do the legs. And so you're just going to extend this down and kind of do this. So you kind of do a slight straight line from the egg shape you've done. Instead of closing the oval, you just kind of extend it longer, and then you do a line this way at the bottom. And now we're going to divide the legs. So it's like one each, and I'm just doing this so you can see that it's two different legs. And there you go, you have your basic shape. Kind of looks like Hero. If any of you have kids and you know that cartoon animation that's out there, it's like about this big white robot. Yeah, kind of looks like him, doesn't it? Anyways, now we're going to do the ears. So for the ears, we're just going to do a cute little C at the top. And then we want to do another C on the inside. All right, and then for the eyes, no, the next thing we do is we're going to create another oval on the inside closer to the base, which will have the nose and the mouth. So I'm just going to create another oval, and this time it's only tapered at the bottom, not at the top. And then you want to do your nose on the inside again. So it's literally like 3 ovals in one. And placement is important, so it actually looks like the bear. All right, so that's oval, that's another oval on the inside. And then I'm just going to do a little line and a tiny smiley mouth at the bottom. All right, very vague. And now for the eyes, because I want this bear to look cute, I'm going to do the eyes closer to the nose in this area, and it's going to be super tiny. So again, super tiny eyes, oval shapes. So actually it's several oval shapes within an oval shape per se, if you will. And I'm just giving him a little bit eye baggies because he's a cute little chubby bear. He's not tired. And now I've left one ear off because we're going to create the Santa hat. And for that, we're just going to start from an angle at the bottom and just go all the way angle at the bottom here and go here to this ear per se, and then extend that up at an angle and then bring that back down, because this is going to be the white portion of the Santa hat. And then if the head portion distracts you, just lightly erase it. And now we're going to do the rest of the hat, which is the red portion, and we're just extending that this way, and then a slight fold, and then you just do the big puffy ball. All right, so I want this to be slightly more slanted, so I'll do that. What you could also do is just in one swoop, just do the whole hat and then just do the division for the white and the red. But it's up to you, whatever you're comfortable with. All right, so now we have our bear, and now I am going to do the mistletoe. So it's going to look like this bear is hiding some mistletoe in the back. So for that, slight revision. I'm just going to make it look, take away the little division that I put here to show that you can see the bear's claws. I'm just going to have it end like this. So it just looks simpler, like they're actually hiding something behind. And this one, I'm just going to take it in just a tad bit more, as if like this one's protruding slightly out and this one's really in the back, so he's hiding mistletoe. So he's a naughty little bear trying to steal a kiss, maybe. I just thought it would be cute. Just run with it, guys. So a twig, and then for the mistletoe, I'm literally just doing these droplet kind of shapes. And one here. And then I'm just doing the berries, which are just basically just the circles. They're going to be red. And then I'll do some here as well. So it really does look like it's apparent, like that's a mistletoe. And then some leaves. So like you can have fun with this and see how you want to have this pan out in terms of placement of leaves and whatnot. So just roll with the punches, have fun with it, do your own placement, and make it yours. And yep, so that's it. That's good enough. So it looks like something's coming out, like he's holding something behind in his hand. And now we can start painting. So for painting, I have 3 shades of brown. I have my light, medium, and dark. So I might not end up using this one, we'll see, but here's the areas I want to touch on. So obviously for the whole body, then for the inner spout area, then for the nose and the eyes would be the darkest, and then the inner part of the ear. Then I have my red for the hat, and I'm going to use my dark, well, yeah, it's a blue, but it's going to be very, very, very little of this blue to kind of highlight and show the white and we'll see how that works out. And then I have my green for the mistletoe. All right, so let's start off with the light brown. And I'm going to be using, for my brushes, I'm using my, well, I'm just going to keep the mop brush handy in case I need it, but the bear is kind of small, so I don't know if I'll be able to use it a lot. Let's see. I have a round 8 and my silver black velvet in the 4. So we're going to start off with the, I'm trying to tape this down so you can see better. We're going to start off with the light, and I will use the mop brush. Let's see how that pans out. I'm just going to get some color and mix it on my palette right here. And get more color and mix it here. And then what I will do is I will get I'll get this brush because I don't want to wash the color off this. So I'll use the, not that one. I'll use the 8, and I'll just take a little bit of this and I'm going to paint the body. And instead of getting more color, I'm going to take more water. In the areas where it's the head and the hands, I'm just going to try and leave a little bit of white space. Try is the key word. And I'm just painting this whole area now, getting more color, painting it down. I'm pretty much wetting this whole area. And then I'm going to go in with this and get a little bit of the medium brown while it has the regular, and just go down with it. And spread the color. And I'll take more of the medium and just touch at the base of the neck, and then some here too. And just spread it out. Looks like I had some green in there too. That's okay. And this is just to sort of show shadow. And again, I want some shadow over here. I think what I'll do is get some of my light and go in there, because maybe this is more of a greeny brown. Just make sure your browns are correct, guys. And do that. I clearly messed up on the brown here, but you know, it's fine for the sake of this tutorial. You kind of understand what I'm aiming for here. And then I'm just going to swish the color around. And when you're kind of happy with it, just let it go. All right, so now I have my browns set in specific areas. And now I'm going to what was I using? I was using this, yes. Now I'm going to do the hands. And for the hands, I'm just going to do exactly what I did previously. Kind of paint them in very loosely. And try and leave a little bit of white space. Just a tad. And then just going in with this brush, I have more brown on it. So I'm just going to make sure you don't have too much water. So always have your paper towel handy in case you want to dab some water off. So I'm just going to extend this so it looks like light and dark and shadow and all that good stuff. And more towards the edges. All right, and now that I'm happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the face. And for the face, again using this brush, I'm just going to lightly kind of dab color all around. Want to leave the portion where the eyes are white, or void of color rather, and just go all around. And again, if you don't touch on every spot with color, that's fine. And now going in with this brush, I'm going to lightly fill in the areas that need more color. And taking advantage of the fact that it's still damp, we're just gonna get that nice light and dark brown all over the face. I'm just touching up edges so it looks a little more defined, especially by the hat. And then do the ear. And while it's damp, guys, like honestly, take advantage of that. Just, you know, if you don't want to go in with the color one, just take the number 4 and just with water kind of just spread the, not too much water on it, just spread the color around. And then that's also nice. All right, so we're good with that. And now I'm going to just do a light wash on this area right there. So using the very faint color that I have here, I'm going to take the number 4 because it's just water on it and just do a light brush around. So it isn't too potent and opaque. And now all that's left to do is, on the bear at least, is just the eyes and the nose. So I'm using my darkest brown, which is this right here. I just want to make sure it is. Yep, it is. And I'm gonna take a lot of color, a lot, making sure that my tip is nice and solid, pointed. I'm just going to just make sure this area is dry, because if it's wet, and if you touch your paint here, it might spread all over. So here's to hoping that this area is dry, because I don't want you guys waiting for too long. And what I will do is I'm going to try, and I know it's super tiny, but I'm going to try and do a circle and leave a little bit of the inside white. Not circle, sorry. I mean like try and paint the eye, but leave a little bit of white so it looks like there's a glint in his eye. And I might not be successful at doing that, but we will try. So just keep that in mind. This is what I'm trying to do here. And same thing over here. Right. Kind of, sort of, maybe. Let's just leave that for now. And then I'm going to do the nose. Oh, you could do a little shiny nose as well. So that can also work. Just also make sure for this area too, especially that it's dried so that this brown doesn't kind of get submerged all around the area. So you can see mine isn't fully dried, so there's a very light spreading. And I kind of like this. Okay, so now I want to do this line and the little smile. But again, I'm not sure if it's completely dried up. So I'm going to leave that for now. And I'm just going to do the hat and the mistletoe. So let's start with the red. So I'm going to take some of the red using my number 4 and make sure I have enough water on my brush so it's not too dark, and I'm just going to spread it around. Taking water, just water. I'm just going to spread that around. And try and leave some white space. If I can't, that's okay. I'll always try another time. Trying to highlight the areas that are more, with shadow. So if you have like nice dark and light areas, that's kind of really nice in your paintings. And great, so this is what I'm going to settle with. That's enough red. And now while I still have some red on here, actually I washed it off, but while you still have red, instead of just wasting it, just go down here and do your cute little mistletoe berries. And again, leave the white space on the inside, because again, it kind of gives you that nice loose look. And also like there's a shine in these little berries. All right, and now, so that's the berries. Now we can go in and do the green. I want this to dry some more before we go in and try and do the white. So just using some of my green, I'm just gonna go in and do the leaves. Same thing with the leaves. If you can spare some white space in your painting of them, that really does help. And very, like, it just makes it like look a lot looser and like one of those children illustration book style paintings. I don't know, I kind of love those illustrations, or looking through the children books just for those illustrations because they look so cute. But that's me. And I figured a cute card like this would also be fun. So I will make this a card. And because this is towards the edge, I'm going to try and make this darker. I like my light and shadow and whatnot. And then just do these ones as well. And finally this. Just trying to do one like that looks super loose and lighter in color, but I don't know if that's going to work out. I figured it should do one here too. And then one there. All right, so that's that. I think that's good enough. Actually, these look kind of stray, so I'm just going to go in and do another red. So it doesn't look too weird. And then maybe like one red here. Just give it more color. Oops, some of the red ran into the green. That's okay. It's a watercolor painting, so it's kind of forgiving that way because of that. And so now that we're done that, we can finally do this. The base of the hat and the little ball area portion. So I'm using my blue, and this is like a darker blue. I'm just gonna swatch it here for you. And can you see it? Yeah, it's at the very base. Okay, let's do it higher. And I like the blue. Let's just see how this transitions, because you have to use very little of it. So I'm going to use the Squirrel Mop Brush as a, just make sure it's completely void of the brown that we were using. I'm going to use this Squirrel Mop Brush and just do a wash, like a plain water wash in this area. Again, I don't want it touching the red because I'd like to have that white space. So I'm just lightly going here and there. And then I'm going to take this brush. Do I have blue on it yet? Nope. And take a little bit of blue. Just a little. And there's already enough water on there. So I'm just going to lightly do the blue here and there. So it's supposed to show like hints of like shadow. Like because it's white and you're painting on a white sheet, the only thing you can do is show the shadow of the white and I guess the felt or the fur on like the white area. So again, same thing with the circle. We're gonna dampen it, and then using very little of the blue, you're just gonna have it kind of blend in all around. Maybe make the base slightly more prominent than the rest. I don't know. It's up to you. So that's that. And you can see how it looks right there. So I kind of like that effect. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. You also have to wait for it to dry to kind of fully get the grasp of what it looks like. This next step, I'm going to do one more step, and you don't have to do it because if you're happy with how this looks, then just let it go. But I'm going to add slight fur edges to the bear and also to the white. So I have some of my darkest brown on my palette, and I'm just going to take it very lightly using number 4 and kind of do this. Oh, you just got to make sure that your tip is nice and pointed. Just, oops, too much water. I don't have my towel on me. Meanwhile, I'm telling you guys you should have your towel. Oh, we didn't do this part, guys. Okay, so let's just do this part. How silly. How did I miss that completely? All right, that's done. Okay, so using the same brush, I'm just going to take the medium color and just kind of get some really light strokes kind of on the edges, but not all around, just in certain areas. You kind of make it look like a furry little guy. And give it some texture, right? That's kind of nice. And just pick one direction. I probably should have picked this going down as opposed to up, but whatever. It's done, it's done. And then you can do some on the inside as well, just to kind of highlight certain areas. It's just cute. Looks more like a bear. And Just gonna do this area here too. So you want to lightly just kind of do this all over. I'm going to speed this up if I can. Probably not. I can't figure that out on my camera right now. So we're just going to run with it. And you might find this helpful, or you might not. Actually, personally, I really like how this is turning out with the... It's really adding a lot more depth to it. Like if you just even compare right now. It's just super cute. And we'll just do some on this side. I'm sitting at an awkward angle, so I'm trying not to get too much shadow onto the painting. Ideally, I would like the strokes to go like this, from outside in. And you can fluctuate with the colors of brown that you're using, so it looks like certain areas are darker brown, certain areas are the lighter brown. It's totally up to you. That also adds kind of like a nice depth to it. And now, just for the body area, you're pretty much done, so this is just an optional addition to it if you want to add it. And then you can just do it very lightly around the body too. And yeah, as suggested before, in one direction would be nice, so then it looks like there's harmony, and he's actually a groomed little guy. And now I'll just do a light shadow at the bottom. This is not exactly super light, so I'm washing off some brown, and I'm just going to spread this even more. And we're good. We're good with that. So that's good. And now for the fur hat, we're just going to take some of the blue that we've mixed up, and we don't want it to be too dark. So again, just as light as it was previously, we're just going to go and do little fur lines. Fur lines, yes, let's call it that. Fur lines here and there. It makes it look like a furry little cozy Santa hat that he's wearing. you could just get away with just doing it at the edges, so you kind of see like little fur strokes poking out. You don't have to do it all over. I prefer to do it just to give it a little more texture. And I'm also just showing you guys what you're capable of doing if you kind of just go the extra mile. So yeah, so I'm gonna stop right there. I'm happy with how this looks, and this is my version of how you do a little Christmas bear. So now you can do this for your cards, and you could kind of have a cheesy title like have a very Merry Christmas. I don't know, something like that. Oh, one thing I did forget, guys, is the little area here. So it looks like he's a smiling bear. Don't forget that. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Remember, if you have been following this, once it's dried up, remember to rub out the pencil markings so you don't get that in your final outcome. And as usual, guys, I am on Facebook and Instagram. Please feel free to follow me there. I always post what do I post? Yes, I post when I'm posting something new. You can follow my stories as well. Stories usually involve a lot of my processes and when I'm doing stuff and getting ready to record and whatnot. So I'm a very social person. So yeah, follow me there if you have any questions at all, any comments. Again, I love hearing from you guys. Thanks so much. And let me know if any of you use this for Christmas cards this year or next. Thanks, guys. Bye.